In a world constantly rushing from one extreme to another, it's easy to get swept up in the noise. Work harder, play harder, strive for constant success, or retreat from challenges entirely. We see this play out in every ordinary moment, in our careers, our relationships, our habits, the pressure to be perfect, the temptation to let go altogether. It can seem impossible to find solid ground between these extremes, and so we ask, how do we find peace amid the turbulence of modern life? The Buddha offered a timeless answer, simple, yet profoundly transformative, the middle way. In Buddhist teachings, this path is neither one of indulgence nor of harsh denial. It's the way of balance, a gentle walk between the edges, leading not just to tranquility, but to genuine freedom. Today, let's explore how the middle way can illuminate our lives, guiding us toward a freedom that isn't avoidance of reality, but a deeper engagement with life itself. Before he became the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama lived a life of immense luxury. As a prince, he was surrounded by every conceivable comfort. Sumptuous food, beautiful gardens, music, elaborate palaces, nothing was denied to him. Yet, despite all these pleasures, a restlessness grew within him. The world's offerings felt empty. Suffering, sickness, old age, death existed just beyond the palace walls, unresolved by wealth or comfort. Seeking answers, Siddhartha left the palace to become a wandering ascetic. He joined a group of seekers who believed that the path to enlightenment lay in denying the body and subduing sensory desires. He fasted until he was skin and bones, practiced severe austerities, and pushed himself to the brink of death. Yet even this extreme discipline brought no peace, only suffering. Stillness remained elusive. Then, as the story goes, Siddhartha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, resolved not to leave until he understood the cause of suffering and the way beyond it. In that deep stillness, he realized that neither luxury nor deprivation could bring true liberation. The answer, he saw, was in balance, in the middle way. This was not a compromise, not half measures, but a radical act of wisdom, to neither cling to pleasure nor flee from pain. Instead, to meet all conditions of life with mindful awareness and equanimity. The middle way is not just a theory. It is the heart of Buddhist practice. It teaches that freedom lies not at the ends, but in the equilibrium that keeps us centered. Avoiding both self-indulgence, which dulls the mind and breeds attachment, and self-torture, which invites only resistance and resentment. The middle way invites a spaciousness, a ground from which genuine peace can grow. Though the Buddha's life took place thousands of years ago, the lesson of the middle way is more relevant than ever. Today, we encounter extremes everywhere, in our work, our health, our screen time, our diets, even our emotional lives. Many of us swing wildly between extremes in our own routines. One moment, we push ourselves relentlessly, chasing deadlines, striving for perfection, filling every gap in our schedule. Productivity becomes a badge of honor, exhaustion a measure of worth. But then, when burnout inevitably comes, we find ourselves unable to move, exhausted and numb, retreating into distraction or lethargy. We binge-watch shows for hours, lose ourselves in endless social media scrolling, or sink into unstructured time that leaves us restless. Food becomes another battleground. We might oscillate between overindulgence, that second slice of cake, the extra serving we don't need, and rigid, punishing diets that strip away all enjoyment from eating. The joy of sharing a meal gets lost in guilt or anxiety, and the body's signals of hunger and satisfaction become difficult to trust. Socially, we vacillate between overcommitting, saying yes to every event, every obligation, and retreating into isolation, avoiding meaningful connection out of fatigue or fear. And in our use of technology, the extremes grow sharper. Hours lost in digital worlds, followed by attempts at detoxes or total abstention that rarely last. In all of these, the middle way offers an alternative. It asks us to step back and gently inquire, where does moderation live? How do we care for ourselves without excess or deprivation? What does it mean to enjoy life's pleasures without becoming slaves to them? To rest deeply without escaping into numbness? Imagine approaching your day with a sense of inner balance. Work is met with energy, but also with limits that protect your well-being. Rest is embraced not as avoidance, but as necessary nourishment. Eating is guided by mindfulness, noticing hunger, savoring flavors, listening when you're satisfied, but also delighting in a treat now and then without shame. Even entertainment can be enjoyed as a worthy part of life, as long as it doesn't consume us or sever real connection with ourselves and others. The middle way is neither a denial of joy nor a surrender to every passing whim. Rather, it's an invitation to be present for the fullness of living, to savor pleasures with gratitude, and to face discomfort with resilience. In this middle ground, peace is not manufactured. It arises naturally and quietly as we let go of extremes. So, how do we begin to embody this middle way in our own lives? It starts with mindful choices. Bring your attention to moments of decision, both big and small. Before reacting automatically, pause and ask, is this choice wise? Does it serve balance, both for me and for others? Sometimes, an honest answer might call for action, other times for restraint. Over time, these small pauses, these gentle inquiries, build inner strength and wisdom. Then, there is self-compassion. The path of balance is not about perfection. There will be days when we lean too far, work too much, indulge too much, withdraw too much. The middle way does not judge. It simply welcomes us back, again and again. When you notice yourself caught in an extreme, let go of criticism. Instead, offer yourself kindness, as you would a dear friend. Balance includes forgiveness for your own humanity. Flexibility is another cornerstone. Balance is not rigid or static. Life's conditions are always changing, and the middle way adapts. It's less like walking a tightrope and more like learning to dance. Sometimes swaying, sometimes standing still, always attentive to when more effort is needed and when to let go. In times of stress, balance might mean slowing down. In times of inertia, it might mean gently encouraging yourself to take action. The middle way also means letting go of comparison. We are often tempted to measure ourselves against others, to judge our progress by external standards. The middle way is an inward journey, unique to each person, responsive to their needs and gifts. What is balanced for one may look different for another. Trusting your own experience, listening to your body, heart, and mind opens the door to a more authentic way of living. Each day offers opportunities to practice. In the morning, notice the urge to rush or to linger. Can you start your day with presence? At work, when the temptation arises to push through exhaustion, pause and remember your limits. When resting, notice if it's true rest or avoidance dressed in comfort. In moments of conflict, balance can mean holding your ground kindly or yielding when the time is right. Meditation, a central practice in Buddhism, is a living example of the middle way. It's not about forcing the mind to be empty, nor about letting thoughts run wild. Rather, it's about sitting with what arises, breathing in, breathing out, noticing without clinging or resisting. Over time, the mind softens, the heart opens, and a natural sense of peace is revealed. In relationships, the middle way means honoring both your needs and the needs of others. It means setting healthy boundaries, but also remaining open to compromise and understanding. It means listening deeply, speaking honestly, and moving through disagreement with respect and compassion. Balance creates space for connection to deepen, free from the push and pull of extremes. Even in times of struggle, the middle way guides us. When sadness or fear arise, it's easy to fall into denial or to let ourselves be overwhelmed. The middle way asks us instead to meet pain with gentle attention, not to run from it, nor to wallow in it, but to hold it with curiosity and care. In this openness, suffering loses its grip, and transformation becomes possible. Gradually, as we cultivate this path of balance, we encounter a new kind of freedom. Not the fleeting pleasure of indulging every craving, nor the brittle pride of harsh self-control, but a spaciousness that allows us to meet whatever life brings with clarity and grace. This is the wisdom at the heart of the Buddha's teaching. Balance is not weakness, it is the strength of discernment, the courage to be with what is, the wisdom to navigate life's ever-changing currents. The middle way is not an escape from life, but an invitation to meet it fully, awake, compassionate, and free. So today, notice where you stand. Are there places in your life where you swing between extremes? Are there habits, beliefs, or patterns that pull you out of balance? Bring gentle curiosity to these places without judgment. Consider what one small step toward balance might look like. A pause, a breath, a simple choice. Remember, the middle way is not a distant goal, but a living practice. Each moment offers the chance to begin again, to step away from the edges and toward the center. In this space, peace is not something you create, but something you discover. Quietly waiting, like a clear pool beneath the surface of a stormy sea. As the day draws to a close, let yourself settle. Notice the sounds around you. Maybe the rustle of leaves, the soft patter of rain, the gentle hum of life continuing. Let the wisdom of balance rest in your heart. With each breath, renew your intention to walk the middle way, not with rigidity, but with kindness, curiosity, and openness to what unfolds. And as you go forward, remember, true freedom is not found by escaping the world, nor by losing yourself in it. It is found here, in the quiet center of your being, where balance invites you home. Step by gentle step, may you walk this path, the middle way, and find the peace that has always been yours.